What is something someone said to you that hit you the hardest? Never grow up, just learn to be an adult. Thanks, Dad. When I became a man, I put away childish things, including the fear of childishness and the desire to be very grown up.
C.S. Lewis.
Never make fun of someone's laugh because they will be self-conscious about being happy. Waking up to gold is a beautiful thing, thanks. Very true. In middle school, my friends would try and make me laugh cause it was a hiccupy laugh that sounded like a squeaky toy. I finally realized that they weren't making me laugh to make me happy, they were making me laugh so that they could laugh at me. I spent a couple years self-conscious and trying to change my laugh, so now the squeaky toy laugh only comes out when I'm not thinking about it. I have noticed a lot of people have a distinct laugh like that will come out when something hits their funny bone unexpectedly or something is just so funny to them at that moment they can't control it. I really enjoy those moments when I can draw it out in someone else because you know that they were really impacted by it and are living in that moment. That being said, I am really self-conscious about mine as well. When that happens, instead of dwelling on it and feeling like a dipshit over something you should never be embarrassed by, embrace it and focus on what made you laugh in the first place. I've lived a good life. I'm ready to go. My grandma, who is still physically and mentally healthy. I just wasn't ready for it. When you find someone better, please just let me down gently. Are you still with the person who said this to you? Yep. Love em so much. Yay. What up? I got a new phone and went out of state for the weekend on the same day. I tried to activate the new phone, but they wouldn't let me until I was back in my home state. On the drive home, one of my friends called my brother, who I was with, to get a hold of me and tell me our other friend committed suicide. Later that day, I got my new phone activated and got a text from the friend that committed suicide that just said, "What up?" He must have sent it not long before he killed himself, not knowing I couldn't text back. I can't imagine how alone he must have felt. I know it sounds conceited, but I can't help but think if I was able to talk to him, maybe he wouldn't have done it. Edit, I really hate when people do these, but I now somewhat understand why. Therese, no way I can respond to everybody, but I'll try because I think it matters. Also, really wish I didn't use my porn account for this post. I know it sounds conceited, but I can't help but think if I was able to talk to him, maybe he wouldn't have done it. If that's true, who knows the countless times you saved him before. Edit, I'm super appreciative of all the Reddit metal. I just also wanted to point out that you for sensibility donated some money to the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which is very cool. suicidepreventionlifeline.org. This is so true and powerful, I hope Op sees it. You just feel like a chore now. I said this to a good friend of mine once when we were living together, and instantly regretted it when I saw the genuine hurt in his eyes. Granted, he was in the depths of alcoholism at the time and had seriously pissed me off and tested my patience, but it still wasn't a productive thing to say, and I saw such true, shocked hurt in his eyes that I stopped the argument right there and started processing his reaction with him out loud. He is healthier and off the booze now, thank God. This happened when I was either 6 or 7. Mom, why are you always hugging me? Me, cause you're my mom. Mom, yeah, or you just want to feel my breasts. 20 years later, and that still bothers me, cause that was the first time I ever felt ashamed dirty, but I couldn't understand why. Not me, but a friend of mine was smoking on a break at work and a woman did the whole "why smoke? Smoking's bad" thing, and he said he just didn't have a good reason to quit, to which she said, "Son, there are people you haven't even met yet who are going to need you here." I never forgot it. I quit just a month or so after that, and I remember it whenever I'm about to do something stupid, so daily. My father passed away 4 years ago from smoking. We always talked about how I wanted to become an engineer. He wanted to be one, but his father had forced him to study medicine and he didn't want to break his heart. I'm just about to finish my first year in engineering school, and this made me tear up thinking if he'd have quit had he read that, and how he'd have felt if he was still here to see me. I'm sorry to open up, but I really had no one to tell this to without feeling extremely vulnerable. So I thank you for making me remember my father, and you're a wonderful person overall, and quitting smoking has only made you a better person. Edit, thanks to all of you friends. I felt strange typing this comment, but you guys comforted me that it's okay to talk about these things sometimes. I'm sorry I had a long day because finals season is here and all that, and I'm going to make sure I reply to every one of you. It doesn't matter if you hit a home run or strike out, I'll always be your #1 fan. My grandpa when I was going through a very rough time. My mother once told me, "I think you've been miserable your entire life," in regards to my depression. It may sound like a horrible thing to hear, but she was not trying to upset me. She was basically saying, "You've done everything you can by yourself to try to get out of this depression, but I think it's always been there, so you need help." She may have said it quite harshly, but at least it's acknowledging your depression and not denying it. Hope you're better. Last time I saw one of my friends, he told me catch you on the flip side. He hung himself a week later. I'm proud of you and your brother. From my dad. He grew up with a conservative, religious, military household. Old school mentality of dad works and only is involved in family when it's time to discipline. I was always shy and depressed and hated disappointing him, and it came to a point when I started driving and got my car stuck in snow that I didn't want to tell him about it. When my mom told him, she made it clear his kids were afraid of him and he realized he had become his dad, which he hated. The change has been extreme, from a strict, work yourself to death, hard ass to a family guy. Told me on my wedding day that he was proud of me and my brother, because he never heard it from his dad. We all find you annoying. Since then, I've always been the quiet kid. Edit. Thank you kind internet people for the medals. My grandma told me something once that stayed with me: not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. Something so simple helped me become more comfortable with myself. Read a comment on Reddit once saying that the way someone treats you says a lot more about them than it does about you. Very simple, but definitely stuck with me and changed my perspective. I wish you could just stop caring what he says. My dad, after I got the umpteenth emotionally manipulative text from my abusive ex-husband, this was over 2 years after our divorce was finalized. My dad doesn't say much on an emotional level. So when he does say something, I know it has deep meaning. I went no contact with my ex, and remain so to this day. And I'm a much happier and more serene person for it. Being good to people won't make them good to you. Edit. I didn't expect for this comment to blow up or get silver. Thanks so much, guys. I'd like to add to my comment. Though being good to others leaves you vulnerable to being taken advantage of, doesn't mean it's not worth giving certain people the benefit of the doubt. Do not let the lack of reciprocation discourage you from displaying kindness towards one another. We are humanity and we have each other. The day is always brighter when you radiate kindness. My father used to tell me this every time someone that I liked hurt me, which was quite common because the people who I thought to be my friends were not. I didn't want to stop to be good, so I decided to direct my kindness to other people, more needed of my love, without expecting anything in return, and I end up receiving so much more. A coworker once told me all stress is relative. You have no right to undermine what someone else is going through, no matter how small compared to your stress. I think about it a lot. He was so right. I was young and being in a hole. After the birth of my first child at age 17, my aunt told me, "This is your responsibility. This child didn't ask to be here. Didn't ask for you as a mother, didn't ask for him as a father. It's going to be hard, but it's not his fault he is here." Really made me step up and try my hardest to be a good mother. I hear her voice every time I see a news story about child abuse or neglect. Edit. I get back to a gold and 2 silvers. Thank you, kind strangers. From the words of Earl Sweatshirt's late father, to have a home is not a favor. You can be the sweetest peach on the peach tree, but not everyone likes peaches. When my brother was little, he used to say, "If you don't like my peaches, don't pick my tree." I love you. My grandma always believed in showing love, not saying it. She believed actions spoke louder than words. 4 days before she passed away, she told me she loved me. I was shocked at this, but I told her I loved her too. It was so unlike her. I now realize that maybe she said it because, with how weak she was due to the sickness, she felt like she couldn't show it. I don't know. Maybe I'll never know. But that was when I knew that she didn't have much time left. Beautiful. Thank you. She really meant a lot to me.